I was in PDP, but not now.
Nigeria's former president Olusegun Obasanjo does have a unique approach to bearing his mind on thorny national issues. Again, he has replicated what he did about 4 years ago in December 2013 when he wrote an explosive 18-page open letter to the immediate past president, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. This time, it is President Muhammadu Buhari who is at the receiving end of another highly charged 18-page epistle from Chief Obasanjo. In it, the former president details what he describes as the many failings of the Buhari administration and then suggests the way forward, albeit on a fresh alternative socio-political platform.
For our democracy to thrive and continue strong, we need strong party in government and strong party in opposition.
According to Chief Obasanjo, the situation that led to Nigerians massively voting out former President Jonathan out of office is playing out again. Although he gives President Buhari some credit in the fight against corruption and the Boko Haram insurgency, Chief Obasanjo insists it is not yet Uhuru. According to the former president, quote, "The herdsmen crop farmers issue is being unwittingly or wittingly allowed to turn sour and messy. It's no credit to the federal government that the herdsman rampage continues with careless abandon and without finding an effective solution to it. And it's a sad symptom of insensitivity and callousness that some governors, a day after 73 victims were being buried in a mass grave in Benue State without condolence, were jubilantly endorsing President Buhari for a second term. The timing was most unfortunate." End of quote. Having said as much, Chief Obasanjo pulls lambasting the president for alleged nepotism and refusal to take responsibility. He further criticizes President Buhari for what he describes as a poor understanding of the dynamics of internal politics, which has resulted in an even more divided and insecure nation.
I believe that politics without adequate attention to education is failed politics.
The climax of former President Obasanjo's letter is his call on President Buhari not to seek re-election for a second term, saying he should not overpush his luck regarding the state of his health, the patience of Nigerians, and regardless of what his advisors tell him. He writes, quote, "President Buhari needs a dignified and honorable dismount from the horse. He needs to have time to reflect, refurbish physically and recoup, and after appropriate rest, once again join the stock of Nigerian leaders whose experience, influence, wisdom and outreach can be deployed on the sidelines for the good of the country." Nevertheless, President Obasanjo makes it clear that his criticism of the Buhari-led All Progressives Congress administration is not an endorsement of the opposition People's Democratic Party. As he points out, quote, "If neither APC nor PDP is a worthy horse to ride to lead Nigeria at this critical time, then what do we do?" Chief Obasanjo points the way out. And where to begin? This is Chief Obasanjo's advice. We need a coalition for Nigeria, CN. Such a movement at this juncture needs not to be a political party, but one to which all well-meaning Nigerians can belong. That movement must be a coalition for democracy, good governance, social and economic well-being, and progress. A coalition to salvage and redeem our country. You can count me with such a movement. End of quote. Chief Obasanjo has spoken his mind, but even as Nigerians digest the contents of a strongly worded letter to the president, they would also be eagerly keeping an eye open for a highly anticipated reaction from the presidency. Charles Eruka, for Channels Television News.